We'll start with the overview. We didn't actually have that many Q words, so we went right to the R's. We're going to cover rain, rain, and rain, read, read, and read, write, write, and write, roll and roll, and route, route, and either route or route, depending on your region. We'll get to that. Then we have some S words, set versus sit, and stationary versus stationary. Then we have T and U words, take versus bring, than versus then, through versus through, to, and to, and the inevitable there, and there. And we'll end, as always, with some practice. All right. Rain, rain, and rain. Rain with an A is water that falls from the sky. So just remember the A in both of them. Rain is water. Reign with a G means rule or administration. It's often used to describe the administration of a member of royalty, a king or queen. And it comes from the Latin word regis or regina. Regis and regina mean king and queen in Latin also. Rex, you might have seen that as a name for a dog. So reign comes from that regis, regina, that's where the G comes from. So if you know any Latin or if you're into that kind of thing, it might help you remember that a king's reign always has a G in it. Rein without the G is a leather strap used for steering a horse. It's also used metaphorically to indicate free will. If you give someone free rein, then you let them do what they want. If you rein them in, just like when you pull on the reins of a horse, the horse slows down or stops. Well, if you rein someone in, then you restrain them, you stop them from doing whatever it is they want to do. So, the rain fell just after lunch with an A, remember A for water. Shakespeare lived under the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, and I give you free rein to do as you please. All right, read, read, and read. The major problem here is that read and read sound the same. So, to read is to comprehend writing. It rhymes with need. Read is the past tense of that same verb, and it rhymes with head. So we have two words spelled the same way, pronounced differently depending on context, just because English wasn't confusing enough. Red without the A is a color, and it also rhymes with head. So I love to read adventure stories. Yesterday I read The Three Musketeers, and my copy of the book has a red cover. All right, write, write, and write. This is not helped very much by the fact that a lot of people use the wrong spelling on signs just to be cute. You're about to find out how to spell it correctly. Right, R-I-G-H-T, means either correct or the opposite of left, your right hand, for example. Rite, R-I-T-E, means ceremony or ritual. In fact, you'll notice that rite and ritual have quite a lot in common because they come from the same root. Write with a silent W means to compose letters or words. So, you've made the right choice in hiring me. The priest performed the rite of marriage, and I love to write notes to my friends. All right, role versus role. R-O-L-E, a role, is a part in a play or film. It's a part played by an actor, usually, or anybody who's filling a role. If you spell it with two L's, however, it's either a bun, a small piece of bread, or a verb meaning to rotate. Let's look at some examples. The young actor won the role of Hamlet. He's playing Hamlet in a play or a movie, so he has that role with the E. Please pass the whole wheat rolls. Well, there we're talking about the bread buns. And the ball rolled down the hill. Obviously, there we're talking about rotation. Just remember, if you're talking about something that is in some way round, like the bun or anything that can roll, then you need just the O, no E. The fancy silent E is for actors who tend to be sort of fancy. All right, route, route, and either route or route. Let's get into this one. A root, two O's, is the base of a plant. A rout, O-U, no E, is a major defeat. A route or route with the E on the end, and unfortunately some people say it route and some people say it route, and they're both right. It is a path or a road. So the fungus attacked the tree's roots. There we're talking about the bottom of a plant. The bedraggled army suffered a rout. They were soundly defeated. Or take an alternate route, or take an alternate route to avoid construction. Take a different path. Next, set versus sit. This is mainly an issue in the southern United States and a couple of other places. You set a thing. It's like lay requires a direct object, so does set. Unless, of course, it's the sun that's setting. The sun just sets. And you sit down. Generally speaking, if you can put down after it, you mean sit, especially if there's nothing actually being put or placed. So please set the table. Put out the silverware in the places it should go. And please sit down at the table. You set a thing, you sit yourself. All right, stationary versus stationary. Stationary with the A before the R means in one place. Stationary with the E before the R is fancy writing paper. So the broken down truck was stationary, and she writes letters on pink stationery. I always remember that the ER in stationery reminds me of the ER in paper. So if you're talking about the paper, then you need the stationer-E. Works for me. Now, take versus bring. Many people use these words interchangeably, but they don't actually mean the same thing. You bring something towards something else. You take something away. Basically, it has to do with the direction you're moving relative to whatever else it is you're talking about. So, please bring that box over here. You're asking someone to bring an object to carry it toward you, the speaker. So you say, bring, you want it closer. Please take out the trash. Well, you really want the trash to go farther away from yourself, so you say, take, get it away from me. All right, than versus then. Than is used for comparison. Just remember the A in both, than is a comparison. Then is used to indicate time. Just remember that it answers when, and in fact, they're only one letter off. So, I can run faster than you can. The race is tomorrow, then we'll see who's fastest. All right, through versus through. Through with an EW is the past tense of throw. Just remember the W's and you'll probably be okay. Through, O-U-G-H, means in one end and out the other. Through with just a U is not a word. Don't use it. I don't care. Don't use it. Never ever. There's no reason to use through with a U. It's an abomination. Don't use it. All right, the pitcher threw the ball at great speed, and the car drove through the tunnel, in one end and out the other. All right, to, and to. To, 1-O, means in the direction of. It's also used to form infinitive verbs, to run, to walk, to think. To, with 2 O's, means also to an extensive degree. So just remember, if there's a lot of something, there's too much, you've got the double O. Or if you're adding one more, I want to come to, you add the double O for company. To with a W is the number after 1. So I want to travel to Japan someday. To travel to Japan. Would you like to come to also? Would you like to come along? Be the extra O in my to. And I only have 2 hands. There, and there. There, T-H-E-I-R, means belonging to them. There, T-H-R-E, is the answer to where. Notice that they're only one letter apart. There, with that apostrophe in it, is a contraction meaning they are. Here is how to remember there, and there forever. Put them in alphabetical order and put them in this sentence and they will be correct. Their car is over there and they're in it. Just remember that sentence. Their car is over there and they are in it. Put them in alphabetical order, and as long as you can spell, you'll always have them right. All right, let's do a little practice. Choose the correct answer for each of these sentences. The mayor had free rein to enact any laws he liked. Have you read the Harry Potter books? It's hard to know the right answer sometimes. The movie star was offered the lead role. Last night's baseball game was a rout for the home team. Set or sit yourself down and watch the sun sit or set. Your monogrammed stationery or stationery is nice. I know more songs than you do. Do you think there, or there coming to my party? Or I'm sure they'll be there. Take a good look. Pause the video if you need to. You ready? Here are the answers. The mayor had free rein to enact any laws he liked. Remember that leather strap for the horse also means will or freedom to do whatever you like. Have you read the Harry Potter books? Past tense of read, spelled the same way. It's hard to know the right answer sometimes, meaning correct. The movie star was offered the lead role. Remember, actors are pretentious and they need that extra E. Last night's baseball game was a rout for the home team. You don't need the E because you're not going down a path. Sit yourself down. You sit yourself, remember, and watch the sun set. The sun is the only thing that can set without a direct object. Your monogrammed stationery, remember the ER for paper, is nice. Your clue here was the word monogrammed. If you put someone's initials on something, chances are it's paper or cloth or something other than standing still. So stationary, paper. I know more songs than you do. We're talking about a comparison. Comparison with the A, so we have the A in than. Do you think they are coming to my party? And I'm sure they'll be there, in that place, at your party, one letter off from where. Their car is over there and they're in it. Just remember that. And that's all for this lesson. Thank you for watching Educator.com.